Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Let me get that light out of your guys' eyes. So welcome back to M Hood Fishing. This is Hammer, a subscriber, fishing behind the sketchy dock with me tonight. Yeah, you're right. So it rained all day. Pretty much had to wait for the sun to go down to get out and fish, and to wait, you know, not just for the rain, but the wind to stop. So there's no wind, there's no rain, but there's a lot of water because we're here just after high tide, and our river level, according to the flood gauge up at Carrollton in New Orleans, is a little over 11.5 right now, right? But because we're at high tide, it's more like 12. Now, we do have an outgoing tide, so we are going to lose some water as we're here, but I don't think anybody, y'all, Hammer, or myself, are going to notice that. But come on, let's see if the fish notice it, or if they notice our baits, really. That's what's up. Yep, got these on too. Forgot to mention, I'm sure some people thought something was up when I slapped down there and it was all rubber. Yep, I got my rubber waders on.
I blew my girlfriend's mind when I came home with one of them catfish. She was tripping.
He's been catching big cats, and some of them here at this spot. So we're looking for big cats tonight, but we're expecting big current because it's not rising, but it is a dropping river. And I'm not talking about the tide right now. We're slowly coming down from a little over 12, or you know, around 12 feet. And we're not talking about the tide again. We're referring to the gauge. A few days ago, it was almost 12. And in a couple of days, we'll be at 11.5, slowly dropping down. When the river's rising or dropping, there can be a lot more current than usual. And I'm expecting a lot more current. So I got a 6. He's got a 3. And he's on the end where the structure ends. If you look out here, see the lights? There's a tug moored on the end. He's got his bait out there. Using this 6, my bait, I'll aim it for a grouping of pilings about the middle, the center of this structure we're going to fish. And I'm not going to, I should not drift too far or as far as his bait. Shouldn't have a problem. So this is my Twitch and Whisker tournament catfish rod, 80-pound braid, sinker slide, a bead. My hook link, or my leader, whichever you choose to call it, is 50-pound mono. And then we got a 6-aught octopus style. No, that is an octopus hook. It is an octopus style octopus hook. Small to medium sized bait. We might switch things up. Bigger hook, bigger bait later. But yeah, you're right. Let's get out there and cast this. When I left the house, it was in the 60s, right? High 60s, because everything was rain cooled. But it's been a couple hours since the rain stopped and the temperatures come up. It's in the 70s, so not too uncomfortable wearing this big old rubber suit. But let me tell you, tomorrow's going to be 85. I would not be out here in the heat of the day wearing this thing. It'd be like having a microwave, a pair of pants that doubles as a microwave. But this is ideal if I want to throw the cast net in a little bit. I'm ideal because I'm already about up past my crotch in the water, and I've only came out like 12 feet. But this just makes it easier for me to cast the net, cast the bait. And these things aren't so hot now because this water is cold. The water is around 64 degrees. All right, so I can't see the pilings. They're almost underwater, but I know where they're at. And here we go. Bang, right on the money too. Let's see, how bad is my drift gonna be? Oh, I'm drifting, but I bet I stopped. See, he just turned on his big light. You guys see where the pilings are? I'm enhancing the footage, by the way, so You can probably see better than me after I've enhanced it. I think my bait landed just to the left of the pylon, the grouping of pylons, and we've drifted just to the right of it, and I think the drift has slowed down. We may be at a stopping point. I think we're going to be good. Should be a bowl right there. Usually the big monsters more typically will come out of the end here because it's deeper, right? But when the river is getting warmer, where it's at right now is good, but once it gets even warmer, this corner here, I hope you guys can see it, it's shallow, right? And as we go from the corner of the structure to the end, we go into deeper water. And as the river gets warmer, it don't matter. The big cats are going to be all over this, no matter the level. But they do like, it does seem to be favorable at the end for the bigger ones. But you get surprises over here, and where it's about maybe 10 foot is the shallow point right now. At other times, depending on the river level, that could be as shallow as 5 feet in the corner, but it's probably around 8 to 10 or something. And I think we need to stop the yakety yak and get back up here. Here we go. I'm using my big sand spikes that I typically use on the beach when I have a level like this, when I gotta stand in water. It's just, they're right there, right? And you keep your stuff dry. It's not salt water, so it's not going to hurt the reel so much, but one thing you got to think about is it's very, very muddy water at the moment. So some reels don't like that. You know, when the mud, when it dries and you got sand and mud in the reel, if it gets inside it, it's bad. Here, let me see that again. Look what we just found. Somebody was fishing here before us. I think they left a lot of trash. Maybe somebody left a lot of trash that Hammer told me about. But that is the head of an eel somebody cut with a knife that wasn't too sharp. So somebody was fishing here in this water, standing around before us. Here, you use that as bait in a second if you need. Hammer just left us. We're all by ourselves now. It is 5 to midnight. I'm not going anywhere quite yet. Haven't even had a legit bite. Why should I leave? One thing I should do though is check this out and replace it. Taking the usual bits of grass off the line. I am going to go down to a 4 is what I want to do. And that's just what I did. There's a 4 ounce and there's a headpiece. Wow, look at this, guys. This just showed up. Swam right up in here. You see that? Look at this eel. Haven't had one legit bite here, but it's not without its perks, right? A lot of guys like to use that for catfish bait. I want to let them live. What is up with you? Why are you up here, huh? Wow. These guys, they take this massive journey down the river, out way into the ocean, into the Sargasso Sea, right? Way out there. I think that's around the Bahamas, way out in the Atlantic. And that's where they spawn. And then their babies swim as little things all the way back up to where their parents came from. Probably looking for food, or this one's something wrong with this one. But keep an eye out. If he's dying, use him as bait. But for the moment, I don't want to disturb him. I'm just going to observe him. Still hanging out with me. So I don't really feel a need, even though my bait's not that fresh. But if I do want to fish with eel, Hammer left this that we found earlier. Hey, look at that. You see that? That is my first legit bite. It's after midnight. I was wondering just how late, just how long am I gonna have to stay here to at least see that? And how long am I gonna have to stay here to see that progress into something up here smiling at me? Jury is still out on that one. But that is encouraging, very encouraging. Oh, man, we keep standing here filming, because look, that's that headpiece. Keep trying to take it from me, buddy. Just keep going. Eventually, I'm gonna have to come get you up here and take it from you. We just here to see if we can get a big one. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm doing. Looking for the giants. Well, so far it's not hot and heavy. He's just plucking, just tapping. Could just be sitting here talking to this one rod and then have to run over to the cheap ass rod. But that is something. Maybe he got bored with it. We're gonna have to just settle down and watch it for another 10-15 minutes before I bring it up to see if he did take it, in fact. Look at that. See how that's kind of tore up and washed out? Probably still good, but just look at it. Look how something's been at it. I think maybe eel were at that. And you know what I want to do? I want to say, here, you can have it. Got something over here. Okay. Don't have to kill an eel to fish with eel tonight. Once I put this bait on here, we're just going to do it like that too. It is not going anywhere. Really hard to get this bait off for that fish. Yeah, you're right. Here's a bit of a time check. 1 a.m. I'm probably going to stay as long as it takes. I'll reassess every hour on the hour. But I'm starting to see shrimp out here in front of me, bits and pieces. So I'm thinking things are gonna happen eventually. May stay till sunrise, as crazy as that sounds. Early on, before I started this session, the whole reason why I decided to come out in the middle of the night, it wasn't just because the rain stopped. It was because I saw the wind was stopping and the rain was stopping, but a good chance of the rain coming back around 6 a.m., 8 a.m., around there, and the wind eventually coming back up. So I thought, might as well get out there now and see how it goes. Maybe even stay as long as sunrise, maybe not. But we're definitely watching the tide go out, and things are starting to change. Even though it's early days, it's just about 1:15 a.m. right now. Ways to go before sunrise, before pre-dawn. But a lot can change and a lot can happen before then, because we're fishing for catfish and they'd like to be active at night. But as long as there's starting to be a lot of bait up here, there's going to be some fish up here. And that just hasn't been the case until now. Starting to see the shrimp popping out of the water close in. And that eel that came up here, I don't know if that eel was sick or if he was just slowly looking for food, and you know, he's being slow because the water's chilled out to him up here in the shallows. Oh, we'll just have to stick around and see. I just saw that get a hit. My sinuses are getting worse being around this smoke, but my goodness, I'm down. Get a fish. I guess we're gonna stay. That smoke is about keeping the mosquitoes away, you know. I am not surprised at all. This is about what I expected of this session tonight. I threw the net and I got something in here. Oh, little Gasper goo. This is coming out of my second net. That's the biggest one. There's only a few, but I am correct. The shrimp are coming in. That's a good thing. How do you like my live well? See how the tips are black right there? That's a Gasper goo. That's not a legal bait in this state. Oh. Let's see. This is shrimp, actually. Gotcha. Boy, I tell you, long, hard session. I put two of my biggest shrimp that I caught earlier on this hook. I can't tell you what this is. It's fighting like a cat, but it's also staying down. I think it is a small cat. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's a very small cat. There you go. That's what you get. Long, hard session. Yeah, you're right. There's a parasite right there. It's got the pearls. Forget what those are, but looks like a pearl, right? It's a bit of a growth. Let's see, is there anything on the other side on any of his other fins? Nope. Just a little tiny blue cat. Here. Whoa, where you going? You love me? You want to hang out? You can get it. Come on. There he goes. He'll figure it out. We'll probably get him some shrimp on the way out, because there's still plenty of them right out there. All right, it looks like we're going to end up with a one fish video. Still have one rod out, however, but we're doing the outro now because we have less than 9% on the power station that's running the ring light, right? So yeah, only publishing this video because we got to meet one of you guys, a cool subscriber. It was by chance too. Hammer just happened to be here and he was really surprised when I rolled up. But long, hard session. I mean, he didn't have a bite. I had like a couple bites after he left. It is to be expected when you had a long day of rain, and it looks like we might be seeing more of that throughout this week. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep at it. My sinuses are still giving me hell, but I'm feeling better than I was last week. Last week was Passover, by the way. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.